The grandmother of two CHS students shares her experiences growing up in and escaping North Korea during the Korean War.
The bombing was every day. Every day it was funny. You know how the kids are. My brother, who was like 7 years old, he would come in, Mom, oh, the plane's dropping beer bottles. You know, because those bombs to him looked like beer bottles.
So America gets involved in the Korean War largely due to Cold War concerns. The Russians declare war, they invade Manchuria, and all of a sudden we become very concerned that the Soviets are going to dominate the peninsula. And so what ends up happening is we make a deal as our armies are moving north and as the Soviet armies are moving south into Korea to have a temporary dividing line at the 38th parallel.
Well, we were right at that 38th parallel, and the troops, South Korea and UN troops were coming up, and then retreat, and then North Korea coming down. So we were just, we saw all those coming up and down, up and down. We all played around that ruins, and then big piece of metal, I'm sure it was from the bomb, and it was jumping up and down, and then I cut myself.
Basically, they both saw this as an opportunity to unify, but there were too many civilian killings, not just by military and the war, but the people by themselves, trying to figure out who collaborated with who. Every time war front went back and forth, so that was the almost a bigger tragedy of the Korean War.
When we were rescued, it was big army trucks. All these village people were loaded. When we were all came down to south in that big truck with these UN troops and South Korean soldiers, they had big drum of something. I think this was DDT. We were all lined up, going down, and they just grabbed and then put something in case we have all these lice and things like this had it. So those things, I can still smell that powder.
Within several weeks, the war front went all the way down to the south, leaving just what we call Nakdong perimeter. It's along the river Nakdong in the south and east of Korean Peninsula. So when that happened, the people evacuated from North Korea, and the rest of it followed. People sort of preceded all these war fronts coming down. So at some point, Busan and Daegu were just crowded with all the evacuees.
So from there, and we took the train. It was not regular train. You know, there's no windows or anything. So we were going down south, all the way down to south, and went down to Busan. That's way south. It was all club houses, you know, the temporary houses for all these refugees. And so we were there. Yeah, we were just happy little kids and went to school, and everything was just wonderful, you know, just growing up. Although it was North Korea, we didn't know any better. So what we had was just wonderful life.
This has been Sydney, John, Alex, and Josie reporting for GET.